Welcome back to the channel, folks. This is war number 4, just another showcase. Appreciate you guys all tuning in to this one. And you're going to see quite a few close calls in a few of these fights. Quite a few quick adjustments made the world of difference. With that, let's get right into it. So we're going to be starting off with my war at S. I took path 7 in section 1, followed by path 4 in the second section. This first fight is going to be using Professor X against Baron Zemo. In this fight, you never really want to use a special attack, just for the simple fact that Zemo is going to have those cleanse charges, so he's going to immediately purify the debuffs on activation of a special, and it's going to reflect all that damage. So in this fight, I'm just going to use basic attacks. However, towards the end, I am going to need to use my special 2 to finish off the fight because it gets a little messy. The AI was not cooperating too well. He didn't really want to throw his special attacks, and I was trying to debate the special ones. Other than that, though, in general, I'm just hitting into his block to keep my prowesses up and his indestructible charges off. I'm going to get clipped here and finish off with a special 2. Next fight is going to be using Professor X yet again, this time against the OG Hulk. In this fight, there's not anything to worry about. Hulk does not have a Purify, so he won't get rid of any of the debuffs. The only thing of any concern is going to be his Unstoppable whenever he goes into his Rage mode. That's the only thing that I'm going to be looking out for here. I'm going to hold my special 3 just as a failsafe. I'm going to use it here to create some space and wait out that Unstoppable that he just triggered. I should have waited a little bit so that I could actually fire it in mind control. Hindsight. So at this point, I'm just going to bait out the special 2. Special 2 will be enough to finish up. Next up is going to be Rinshraw. I'm going to be using Scorpion for this fight on path 4. I'm just trying to control his charges in general. Here, I accidentally pushed him over 10, so he went unstoppable. So now I'm just going to need to heavy counter. That way, I don't trigger his unstoppable and bring down his charges to a manageable level again. Other than that, though, this fight is going to finish off without a hitch. I'm just going to keep firing the SP1s and allow my debuffs to work on their own. Next up is going to be a Bullseye on path 4 as well. For this fight, I'm really trying to get out of it as quickly as possible. I'm going to use a Power Start 1, build up 100 charges, and go for SP3. However, in this fight, things didn't go as I had initially planned. I'm going to take quite a bit of damage just from Bullseye's kit, not necessarily playing anything wrong. So here, instead of going for the SP3, with Mind Control, I fire it before I get those charges. Fortunately, I was running mutant power backs, so I am going to build to an SP2. This SP3 is not going to finish him, and I'm going to use the SP2 to finish him off. This Korg is the Scared Stiff mini-boss. In general, the main concern in this fight is going to be the root, as well as managing his power and his rock stacks. I don't want to get cornered here. I'm just going to build to the SP3, get 100 charges, cycle my special 3s, and finish up this fight. Here, I'm going to use my special 3 just to create some spacing because he was unblockable and unstoppable. I also was not in mind control, so the power backs are going to give me a good amount of power, but I won't be able to cycle them. I did have a white Magneto pre-fight, so that's going to help me here. As well as the passive prowesses that I have, those are going to make a big difference for me. I'm going to trigger mind control just by throwing a 4th light attack, use my special 2, and that'll finish him off. And this Wong fight is on Aspect of Evolution, Boss Island. I'm going to use an invulnerability boost on the off chance that I do have to block a special 2 from Wong, which regardless, Scorpion can block unblockable specials as long as they have a taunt up. I didn't want to risk it in any case. I used it. I'm just going to be throwing special 1s the whole fight. Very straightforward fight, nothing too concerning here. My Power Sting from the debuffs are going to do all the work for me, and he's going to go down very quickly. Now we're going to be heading over to the war at GGIR. I was taking Path 3 in both sections 1 and 2. This first fight is just going to be an Overseer. I'm using Falcon here. I could use anyone basically. Overseer will not benefit from the node at all. More of a diversity fight than anything. The only thing I'm going to watch out for is making sure that I don't hit him after he throws a special attack because he can auto block. Other than that, it's a very simple fight. This next fight is going to be a Hulkling. I'll be using Black Widow Clairvoyant. He will not benefit from the node either. I'm just going to be using special 2s to do most of my damage. Keep the power under control on his end. I definitely could have hit into his block more and parried a bit more so that I could build up my prowess charges. This fight could have gone a bit faster had I done that. Next up, I'll be using Corvus Glaive versus this Red Skull in Section 2. I didn't use a Power Start 1 because I'm trying to conserve them. I didn't feel that it was necessary to use that for this fight, since Corvus is going to have class advantage, and I'll be running full recoil masteries. I'm just going to build up to a special 2 and utilize my cosmic power backs. Lastly, I will be using Black Widow Clairvoyant again for this Silver Surfer. If you've watched my videos thus far, this is a pretty common fight. A lot of folks play Silver Surfer on Path 3 because of his ability to activate the armor buff. Now moving on to the war at LVT, I was on Path 3 in Section 1 and Path 8 in Section 2. This first fight is going to be Corvus versus Odin. In this fight, I use a Power Start 1 and a Cosmic Power Backs. I just have to make sure that I time out my specials during the points where Odin does not have an indestructible active. This next fight is going to be a Nimrod. I will be using Hulkling. The only thing I'm really going to have to deal with in this fight is being special locked. So even though I do have Cosmic Power Boosts on, it's not really going to help me that much. In hindsight, at this point, I probably would have waited out that special lock and not punished his special attack. The fight would have been over already had I done that. I'm going to throw my special 3. It's not going to quite finish him. However, I'll just finish off with a few basic attacks after this. This third fight is a Morbius on Path 8 in Section 2. One of the things that I struggle with for Morbius is evading his when he's charging at you. In this fight, I'm going to get clipped by that. It's going to deal a good chunk of damage. There's that right there. At this point, I'm just trying to adjust and create spacing, make sure I don't get cornered, and make sure that I don't allow him to glide into me again. I'm trying to bait out a special, but he is not having it. What I'm going to do here instead is utilize my Cosmic Power Backs, throw another special 2, and finish the fight off that way. The last fight for my war here is going to be using America Chavez versus a Hulkling. The plan here is just to get 3 of her negative zone charges up so that I can control his power and he won't be gaining power from the node. Other than that, I'm just going to stay on the offensive to deal meaningful damage. You'll see I'm not using the special 3. The reason for that is because I just wanted to make sure that if anything happened, I'd have it under control. With that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Later.